Level 1, $20,000. You make about $10 per hour, and you know it because that number follows you everywhere. After taxes, $1, 400/month. Rent alone takes $750, not for an apartment, just a room in someone else's house, someone else's noise through the wall at 2 a.m. You eat the cheap stuff and stop pretending you chose any of this. The number chooses for you. Your car has 190k miles. The check engine light is basically permanent, and you put in $20 of gas at a time, joking with the attendant about the usual. Everything's a trade-off: gas or groceries, groceries or the phone bill or the shoes falling apart since March. Your card gets declined at the register over an $11.40 charge because a transfer hasn't cleared yet. Something in you shrinks while the line waits. You watch old friends lives online from a parking lot, eating a $5 meal between shifts. You stop comparing, it just burns. At midnight you search for second jobs, but every better-paying one wants experience you can't get. The real fear isn't tonight, it's that this cycle is permanent. Rule 1. At $20,000, you don't manage money. Money manages you. Level 2. $35,000. Your first taste of stability, direct deposit, a title in your email signature. You move into your own apartment. One bedroom, a door that locks, silence that's entirely yours. You stop doing math before buying food. Filling the tank all the way feels like a luxury. New, not expensive. Shoes change how you walk into work. Still tight in a city where a 1BR is $1,200, but the constant tightness fades. The weight shifts from your back to your shoulders. The $20,000 panic is gone, replaced by a quieter awareness that one bad month could undo things. You start noticing people who have just a little more, different apartments, different stress. Not jealousy, just awareness. Checking your account on Fridays becomes a habit, not a panic. For the first time, you think about what's next. Rule 2. $35,000 is when you stop surviving and start looking forward, and that changes everything. Level 3. $50,000. You're now average. The average most people actually land on. Decent apartment, a car under 100,000 kilometers, a credit card you mostly pay off. Dinner out without checking your balance first. It all feels normal, and normal is the problem. One night you project 30 years forward, same raises, same trajectory. The ending number is livable, not exciting. Not fear, disappointment, like cold air seeping through a window you can't find. Then you learn a coworker in another department makes $80,000 for similar hours. The gap isn't just $30,000, it's a different apartment, car, and freedom. You start wondering if wanting more makes you greedy. No, it's the same awareness from $35,000, sharper now. Looking back at $20,000, you're grateful. Looking ahead at $100,000, you're hungry. Rule 3. $50,000 is a mirror. It shows exactly where you are and where you're not. Level 4. $75,000. The change isn't in your bank account, it's in your mornings. Money moves to the background. You start thinking about what you want before what you can afford. You move to a more spacious place, turn the second bedroom into an office, actually cook in your kitchen, sleep through the night. You book flights without waiting for sales, shop without checking totals. Small things that feel huge to someone who remembers $20,000. People call you successful. The word feels borrowed, like a jacket that fits but isn't yours, because you can already see what $100,000 looks like, and $75,000 still feels like a waiting room. The distance from your old friends becomes visible in silences, things you stop mentioning about your new place because it feels like a language they don't want to hear. Rule 4. $75,000 is where money goes quiet, and in that quiet, you finally hear yourself. Level 5. $100,000. 6 figures, the number everyone chases. Crossing it doesn't feel like arrival. It feels like entering a bigger room with more doors you didn't know existed. Taxes hit harder than expected. $100,000 becomes $72,000 take-home. In NYC or SF, six figures is survival money with a nice title. To your family you're rich, to your coworker, average, compared to your neighbor, somehow broke. You stop telling people your salary, not modesty, self-preservation, because suddenly everyone has an opinion about your money. Your lifestyle improves, but your thinking doesn't change, and the jump from $75,000 to $100,000 doesn't feel like the jump from $20,000 to $35,000. That first jump changed your life. This one just changed your options. You realize the chasing was the point. Now that you have it, the hunger that drove you is quiet, and you're not sure what replaces it. Rule 5. Six figures is a door, not a destination, and on the other side is a question, not an answer. Level 6. $150,000. Life visibly improves. Nicer apartment, newer car, real vacations. But the biggest shift is social. You no longer relate to conversations about money problems, not from indifference but because you've forgotten what that felt like. Comfort creates distance you don't notice until something reminds you. A friend asks to borrow money, small to you, everything to them. You say yes without hesitation, and their gratitude carries a weight that surprises you. You're now measuring life by freedom instead of paychecks. Can you quit without panic? Take a month off. Say no to things that drain you. Almost, not yet, but close. Rule 6. $150,000 is where money stops being the topic of conversation and becomes the silence between conversations no one's having. Level 7. $250,000. A different world, different vocabulary, tax optimization instead of tax returns, asset allocation instead of savings. Your accountant costs more than your first car. People around you cluster at similar income levels, not by design but by gravity. Dinners where no one checks the bill, weekends where no one suggests the cheap option, because cost simply isn't a variable anymore. You stop explaining your life to people below this level, not arrogance, just accuracy. The language doesn't translate. When someone earning $35,000 sees your eyes glaze over their own tax talk, you recognize that look. It's the same distance you once felt looking up from $20,000. Understanding both sides doesn't make the loneliness lighter. If anything, it deepens it. Rule 7. The higher the income, the smaller the circle, and the smaller the circle, the quieter the room. Level 8. $500,000. Money becomes nearly invisible. You stop checking prices or balances entirely. Decisions are now about time, not cost. What earns you time, costs you time, or earns money while you sleep. Your vocabulary shifts to estate planning, trusts, capital gains, concepts that didn't exist for you before. A real loneliness sets in, not quite loneliness, something else. Your $10 per hour former self wouldn't recognize you, and you couldn't explain this life to them without sounding like someone you once resented. Rule 8. $500,000 doesn't buy happiness. It buys distance from struggle, from people, and from the version of you that understood what $10 per hour really felt like. Level 9. $1 million. $1 million a year. Something you don't say out loud, because at this level, no one does. It exists in tax documents, wire transfers, and meetings with lawyers billing by the 6-minute increment. You're in rooms where decisions get made, not because of fame, but because your judgment and capital are useful to the people already there. A structural invitation, not a social one. The distance from $20,000 is now permanent, financial, psychological, emotional. You remember the parking lot, the $5 meal, the declined card the way you'd remember a childhood country, familiar but foreign now. It was yours, but isn't anymore. Rule 9. At $1 million, money stops measuring your worth and starts measuring your reach, and your reach changes everything it touches, including you. Closing. Right now, somewhere, someone is making $10 per hour, in a parking lot between shifts, phone cracked, tank half empty, scrolling job listings at midnight. They think it's about the number. It isn't. It's about the distance between who you are and who you'll become. The paycheck comes every 2 weeks. Whoever shows up takes it. That's the whole story. From where to where.